So what we aim to do is as follows. We have a true probability distribution, right? So let's say the meaningful sentences look like this in probability distribution space. We want to get a probability distribution, or we want to predict a probability distribution which is as close to this true probability distribution, but we want to predict this not with an autoregressive model, but we want to use a diffusion model for getting this probability distribution of the predicted sentences, right? So we will integrate the three main characteristics of diffusion models. First, we need a noising process. Second, we need to predict the noise using some sort of a model. And third, we need a denoising process. The noising process in the case of images was adding noise to an image using a noising schedule, maybe a Gaussian schedule. The predicting noise was the ML model called UNIT in the case of images. And the denoising process which they had was just reversing the noising process backwards so that we can generate images from noise. Again, I want to bring your attention to this visual which we saw in the denoising process. What happens is we start with complete noise and then we bring it back to the original image. Now let's start implementing these characteristics step by step. So how do we, first of all, let's start with noising process. How do we integrate noising process in the text? Okay, this is where our understanding of the ARM model is going to play a very, very crucial role, right? So let's see how noising is included. What is the noising process in the text, right? And for this, the first thing which is going to be extremely crucial for us is that in the case of images, we had an image, right, which we want to noise or which we want to subsequently add noise to. Um, let's say the image was that of a Chinese character. That was an image. We can successfully go on adding noise to this image. We add noise. So this is for images. What about text? How do we go about adding noise to a piece of text? So how do we corrupt a piece of text? So the whole idea would be to take a bunch of text, to corrupt it with noise, to predict that noise, and then when we start with noise, we can predict the original text, just like how we did in images. So first is, how do we add noise to text? So let's think about ARMs, right? What happens in ARMs? ARMs have this ARMs have this architecture, right? And here I am again, it's the exact same architecture, but just a different visual here. So what ARMs do is that you have this piece of text which is passed into this architecture, right? Let's say I have this piece of text called the next day is bright. Okay, I have tokenized it. So let's say the token IDs are 111, 20,000, 55, and 3000. And then what I have done is that I've converted it into embedding vectors. That's the next step. So token embedding. So this is a 384 dimensional vector. This is a 384 dimensional vector. I'll just mute my Discord. This is a 384 dimensional vector. This is a 384 dimensional vector. And this is again a 384 dimensional vector, right? This is how it works for autoregressive models. Now, the question which I'm asking to all of you is that I want to start with the first step of these three characteristics, which is the noising process. How do I corrupt the given piece of text by adding noise? What can I do over here so that noise is added? Now, what does noise mean? Noise essentially means that this piece of text right now, let's say I have the actual distribution of true sentences, right? This is the true sentences probability distribution. Let me, this is the true sentences probability distribution. This sentence, the next day is bright, belongs somewhere here. The next day is bright lies somewhere here. So the probability associated with this, so if this sentence is X, Probability associated with X is very high because this is a good sentence. Now I want to corrupt this text, which means I want to take it to spaces. So if this is my probability distribution space, I want to take it to spaces here where the probability is very low of it being a true sentence. How do I do that? How do I corrupt a sentence? The best way to corrupt a sentence is to just remove portions of it, right? If I remove portion of this, if I remove a portion of this is no longer a true sentence. It becomes a corrupt text, or it becomes a noisy text. This is exactly how noising is done at the sentence level. So we have input sequences, or we have sequences of tokens, right? In diffusion language models, we corrupt this text by introducing masks. What this means is that if I have the next day is bright, I will mask this input sequence, which means I will say that the input sequence is this: the mask day, mask bright. This is basically corrupting the input sequence by adding masks, right? Now, how do I add these masks? The way I add these masks is by defining something like a noising schedule, right? So first I define a time step. Let's say I go from time equal to 1 till time equal to 6, and I define the number of tokens to be masked proportional to, let's say, my time. Let's say t divided by, so if 6 is capital T divided by capital T. So if my t is equal to 1, I will approximately mask one sixth of the tokens. If my t is equal to 2, I will approximately mask two sixths of the tokens. If my t is equal to 6, I will mask all of the tokens. So you see, at t equal to 0, I have my entire clean sequence which is not masked. So that's the correct sequence. Think of it like lying in the correct probability distribution space. As more and more noise gets added, I move out of this probability distribution space and start going haywire. So maybe initially when only one mask is added, I go to a lower probability. When two masks are added, I go to even lower probability. When all the masks are added, it's complete noise. So I go to a probability distribution, or I go to a space in my probability distribution space which contains no meaningful text at all. I go to a random location basically. So if you see diffusion, noise, schedule, images, and maybe let's see a GIF. Noising schedule, noising schedule, diffusion. Yeah, take a look at this. This is a noising schedule, right? I have a dog image on the left. I keep on adding noise and then it becomes complete noise. The way it happens in text is can be represented by this kind of a thing. Yeah. So the way it happens in text is that at time equal to 1, you almost have an entire clean text with maybe some mask over here. But as time increases, as time becomes 2, I have two masks. As time becomes 3, I have three masks. As time increases, almost everything becomes masked. So if I watch the full noising, you will see that you start with lower masks and then you increase the number of masks. That's basically what is meant by a noising schedule in the case of diffusion LLMs. It's also called as a masking schedule, and the masking schedule is basically proportional to the time. The further along we are in the noising schedule, the more masks there will be. Usually, there is a probability associated with it, so it's a Bernoulli distribution. So the probability of masking is way higher. Probability of masking all tokens is way higher as time is increased. But this animation suffices to understand how masking works for text. Okay. Um, yeah. So what does it mean by masking essentially, right? What it essentially means is that we just, in our vocabulary, so if we have a vocabulary of 100,000, and the vocabulary is the, boy, etc., we add one more token to this vocabulary, that's the mask token, right? So now wherever there is a mask, so here we have a mask, right? Or here there is a mask and here there is a mask, right? Or here there is a mask. So the original tokens were 1, 11, 20,000, 55, and 3,000, right? Now these are masked. So this is masked and this is masked. So this will be replaced with 100,001, which is the token ID for the mask. And this will also be replaced with 100,001, which is the token ID for the mask. And then this input sequence will go into the transformer architecture, right? This input sequence goes into the transformer architecture. Or when I say transformer architecture, actually, this is the input sequence which goes over here, which goes through the input, the processor, and the output. So we start with a noisy input with mask tokens, whereas on the left hand side is the ARM. In the ARM, we start with the entire sequence, whereas in the case of diffusion language models, we start with a noisy input with mask tokens. Okay, everything else remains exactly the same. Now we'll see what are the changes when we go through this IPO block. What are the changes when we go through the um, I, P, and the O block in the next step. But the first thing which I wanted all of you to understand is how the noising process actually works. So to give a more concrete feel to it, let's say if we have four time steps, t equal to 1, t equal to 2, uh, here we have t equal to 3, and here we have t equal to 4, right? Initially nothing is masked, but as the time increases, you will see more and more masks to the input tokens. Um, yeah, so the first difference between the ARM architecture and the diffusion architecture, if we compare them side by side, is the input which goes into this input block, the processor block, and the output block. This input itself is different. Here we take a bunch of token IDs and we add masks, right? So when the forward pass is done, first a random time step is chosen. Based on that time step, we decide how much noise is added. How do we know how much noise to add? Because we have a noise schedule which is defined. So let's say if a time step equal to 3 is chosen, the time step is chosen randomly in each forward pass. So here what happens is that in ARM architecture, I told you that a batch is selected, right? Batch is selected, then we get the targets, we get the predictions, then we get the loss, then we update the parameters, and then we choose a new batch. This process is the same for the diffusion LLM, but it's just that whenever a new batch is selected, a new time step is also randomly selected. So if we have six time steps, a new time step will be selected from 1 to 6. So if time step number 3 is selected, if time step number 3 is selected, roughly 50% of the input token sequence will be masked and they will be fed into the architecture, the input, the processor, and the output. The input, the processor, and the output. Okay. So until now, what we have seen is that what's the noising process in the case of diffusion language models. The next step which we are going to see is that how do we predict the noise. So in the case of images, the noise is predicted by UNet. But let's see in the case of diffusion language models, how do we predict the noise? What kind of a model do we need to predict the noise? Um, and the answer is much simpler than you think. So let's get into that right now.